I shouldn't mention my anymore.
No, you should not. Audio is rolling. It definitely caught that. Audio is rolling. Check 1 2 1 2.
You
Check
cut that
microphone.
right.
Check 1 2. What is this? Beauty and Beard.
Take one.
Take one. But
Christmas
what?
show.
Oh, after Christmas show. Take one. Smile for the camera. Welcome everybody. It's your boy T. Roy.
And I'm your girl Chaka.
And we are Beauty and Beard.
Funny you feel like you have to point that out. We are Beauty and Beard.
I just want to I want to be clear for everybody who's watching. It has been a while.
Yeah,
it's been a while. Maybe people might get it confused. They might think I'm the Beauty.
Yeah,
you know
but I shaved today, so I'm pretty sure they know that I'm not Beard.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
as you can see, I have not shaved.
Exactly.
But we'll talk about that on another time. We want to welcome everybody. This is our after Christmas show. Basically us talking about our experience this year in the holiday of Christmas and what we did, and we would love to hear what all you all did. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe down below. We love to have you a part of our Beauty and Beard team. If you're on Facebook, hey, glad to see you. Go to YouTube and like and subscribe. We also have our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you want to watch or listen there, or actually just listen there, we'd love to have you. We're trying to expand our horizons. So Merry after Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Hana Kwanzaa.
I know. So tell me the origin of when you start saying that, because you've been saying that since we've been married.
I've been saying that before that. So me and my sister, hey sister, there was a commercial a long time ago, and I can't remember what car dealership, and which is good because I'm not giving free credit. And the commercial, I guess to be politically correct, they blended the words. It was right when people started doing happy holidays, I guess, or right before that. And so to be politically correct, I guess they came up with the Merry Christmas, Hana Kwanzaa. And so my sister and I just caught on to that because we thought it was funny. I mean, obviously we believe in Christmas, but it was just fun to say. So my sister and I back and forth will say Merry Christmas, Hana Kwanzaa, which is Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa. And ever since then, like after a while, I started saying it to other people, and it's just funny because people are like, how do you roll that off your tongue?
Yeah.
I've been saying it for over a decade.
Yeah, and I thought it was weird when you first said it to me, but when I heard it, I was like, oh, I know what she's trying to do, and I didn't ask any questions. I think this is the first time I've actually asked you.
Yeah, no, my sister and I have a bunch of non-word words that we say that we picked up over time. I don't think we originated any of them, but they caught on, and it's something that's between her and I, so that's one of them.
So to start off our after Christmas show, we're going to talk about Christmas. But to kick us off, we're going to start off by saying we were a part of a mall shooting.
We weren't part of it. For
we
clarity, we were not
nobody.
Part of it. We were there.
We were there when a shooting happened at the mall. Maybe I could put somewhere in this area right here. Let me put my hand under it. Yeah. In this area right here, we were at the mall, and Roanoke at the Tanglewood Mall.
No, Valley
View. Yeah, Valley View Mall. Typical thing that we do after Christmas. We generally, I'm pretty sure, like a lot of you all, you get those gift cards for Christmas, and so we got a bunch of gift cards, and so we wanted to put them to use. And so we went to the mall after leaving my hometown of Martinsville. We'll talk about that. And we didn't really buy anything. No, but we did stop off at the cookie shop because they had the double-decker cookies. Have you ever got one of them cookies that's like it's a cookie, and in between it's icing? I know that's an Oreo, but I'm talking about like it's a big cookie and it's a chocolate chip. Oh, I love those things. So we had to stop off and get our double-decker cookies. And then all of a sudden, we're walking away from, you hear And I'm like, what in the somebody just shot a gun. Actually, no. When I first heard it, I went through my mind. I was like, um, somebody either popped a balloon, a big sign just dropped, or it's a gunshot. So it was all three of those things ran through my mind. Now, the reason why I had to run those things through my mind first to see like and filter through, okay, which one could it be, is because I didn't want to freak out because Chaka was with me and I knew I needed to be calm, cool, and collect for you. That's how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
When you heard it, what'd you think?
I thought gunshot.
You
But
gunshot immediately?
my first thought was that's a gunshot. And then my second thought was, or a really like something fell like a sign. Because when signage and stuff like that falls, if you ever heard it in the mall, the echo makes it sound like a pop.
Yeah.
And so I said, that's, that, but it didn't take long to process to realize that that's not what it was. I think also seeing the reaction of everyone else who heard it, they weren't running, but other people too thought gunshot.
Yeah. It really surprised me. Like a split second, I realized it was gun. It was like, all right, let's duck off into, because we just left. So imagine the cookie shop being like on a corner, and then there's like this is the corner, and this is another store. So we just walked out of the cookie shop, and the store's right here. I was like, all right, let's duck off into this store real quick.
Actually, that was me.
No, that was me.
No, I was in the front.
I pulled you to the side.
No, I pulled you into that store.
I pulled you into the store.
No, because you stopped and you were processing. And part of your processing, once I think you figured out it was a gunshot, was to look and see where it was. And I'm going to give you credit and say it was because you didn't want to be running towards the gunshot.
Tis true.
So you actually paused and were looking around. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, we're not staying out here. And I pulled you into the first store.
Man, I did the scary movie thing.
Because then you stayed in the front of the store and still continued to look. And I was like, come back here, come back here.
I definitely did the scary movie thing where something happens like, where did that noise come from? Let's go find it.
Because when we got in the store, you said, and you were talking to people, you said, I was trying to figure out where it was coming from because you said it sounded like it was behind us, but I didn't know if that was the mall echo. And so that's what you had done. You had actually stopped and we're standing, like you did pull us to the side, like we weren't in the middle anymore. We were against the wall, but you were looking to see where, and I pulled us into the store.
I would like to think I pulled us in the store because I was the hero of this whole story.
You were still processing. I was like, I was like, whatever,
I'm the hero
wherever
of the story.
it is, and whatever just happened, the one thing I know is it's not in the store we're right in front of. So we're going in here.
So what was going on through your mind? What were some of the thoughts that was going on through your mind when we all figured out it was a gunshot?
Just wondering. The first thing was going into the store and wanting them to just close the store and not let anyone in, beyond someone who we wanted them to be safe. But that was my thought. Like, I'm in this store, but it's not going to protect me if anyone could just run in here and get in here with us. And, immediately they started closing the stores. So then my next thought is this about to be a shootout, or was that just like a one and done and they're gone? Because
it was one shot, pause, and then maybe like a 10-second pause, and then another gunshot. But you didn't hear the second gunshot though.
I don't think I did.
I did hear this. The second gunshot happened when the lady was pulling down. So we get into the store, the lady pulls down the gate. And she waited to pull down the gate because her daughter was in the mall. And so as soon as her daughter came in, they both worked at the same shop. It was a cowboy leather shop. I keep saying it's cowboy leather shop. So we're off in the store. What were some of the thoughts that were you freaking out?
No.
She was freaking out.
I wasn't freaking out. So my husband honestly mistakes how I was responding towards everyone else's reactions to me freaking out. And he's like, she was nervous and scared and what have you. And I'm like, I was worried, I'm not going to lie. I don't think I was freaking out, but Like when we were in the back of the store, my husband was just standing up. That's one thing. And
I was
part
dumb
of
chill. I was
yeah,
crazy
he was
chill.
very, and he was just scrolling on his phone. And okay, so we're in the back of the store, which is made of a wood paneling. All right, this is a makeshift back of the store for
Yeah.
storage. It is not, I don't think it's even store built. So it's not like it is a concrete wall or something like that. Okay, and it has a curtain and a door opening, and he's standing right beside the opening that just has a curtain.
Yeah.
Okay, um, one thing you're taught in when there's an active shooter is to go someplace, barricade yourself in wherever you are that's safer than where you were, and to get low. Okay. So first of all, we go in the store and my husband doesn't go to the back automatically. He's still trying to be detective.
No.
Okay. He's still standing there and looking.
I was
He's
chilling.
not helping the lady close.
I'm not helping.
The
Why would
door.
I stand at the
He's
front of the store? That's
he's
her job. She
he's
got to
standing
close it.
there looking. Okay, I am behind the counter, like already ducked, and I'm like, come back here, come back here. So he took me, come back here, come on, get down, as me freaking out. I'm like, no, I'm not freaking out. I'm telling you, come back here and get down low. So then eventually we go to the back of the store where we're ushered, right? And he's still standing. I'm sitting
Chilling.
I am crouched on the floor, and my husband's standing up, leaning, like not even leaning against the wall, scrolling on his phone.
I was sending text messages actually.
Exactly. So
Look, I was like, hey man, I was telling my boys, I was like, hey man, we in the mall shooting right now, and they was like, all right man, we praying. That's what I was doing.
so again, women, right, or anyone, if someone you care about is in a very real situation like that where there is pending danger, aren't you going to be probably not looking at them and be like, hey, can you come and sit?
Right.
If you have told them repeatedly and they're not listening,
My
and you
knees
know
hurt.
that there
I
is
couldn't,
still,
they ain't had no
then
seats in
lay
the
on
back
the
of the
floor. Then
they
lay
didn't-
prostrate on the
seats in
floor.
back.
Like,
I didn't want to squat anymore. Everybody was squatting, and I was like,
so that's why he wasn't listening, and I was actually getting frustrated.
it was hard floor
because
my
I'm like,
gluteus maximus was
I'm
hurting.
like, are you for real right now?
I was.
That's not the
I
thought
was
I had
for
in
real,
my
for
head,
real.
but I'm going to be nice and be like, are you for real right now?
I was for real.
You're standing up. We just heard gunshots. They've been proven to be gunshots, and you're standing. Not funny.
Now, here's the reason why. One, a couple things then already went through my mind, and I don't know these to be sure, but I was pretty sure about these things. If a shooting happened, there had already been a commotion already at the mall between two sets of people. We had missed a fight actually, and so and I was like, okay, if the shooting happened, it might be in relation to that. One, where I heard it was from behind us, and I think it was below. I actually haven't read the article yet to find out any details, but
No, it was on the same level as us.
it was the same level
Yeah.
as us. Okay, well, I was wrong about that.
It was literally right behind us.
It was right behind us, and so I figured that after it happened, the person was going to just leave, or whatever case may be. And then two, honestly, those aren't really good excuses. I'm gonna be honest with you, what I just now said, but here's the reason why. I have been shot at before. I've actually seen people get shot, and I've actually seen somebody murdered before. And so I guess when you're in those situations, like that moment doesn't actually, it's like one of those things like you're used to it type of thing. And my immediate instinct was like, all right, don't freak out. The time that I was so I was shot at when I was 17. I believe I was 17 years old. 17. Yeah, I was 17 years old. Some guys from a rival high school did a drive-by on me and my friend sitting in the parking lot. And then the time that I actually seen somebody get murdered, he was actually sitting on his car, and the guy just put the gun point blank range to his head and shot him. And I actually seen another guy get shot before, but I don't know. Part of me was like, this this is kind of regular, even though that didn't happen for
Yeah.
that happened like 20 years prior.
But that's actually scary, because
Scary that it was normal to me.
scary that your response when you've actually seen the damage done and seen the effects of it is not to protect yourself or others.
But see, as the thing, I felt protected. I felt I was protected in the store where we were, and I thought everything was fine. And then I also knew, I had already knew that the police were already there. And so I was like, the police will take care of this in a little bit. I'd already seen security.
So actually, the police had not arrived yet, if you remember.
Remember when we were walking in the mall? The police were already coming in to stop that fight.
Yes, to stop the fight, but we don't know that they were still there. Like, the fight had happened well before we got to this point, because we were on the fight happened before we came into the store. And the police were there before we came into the mall.
Okay.
Because remember, we came in the mall after the police had parked and walked in, and we were still crossing the parking lot. So that had probably been a good hour, because remember, then we stopped and talked to a friend for a while.
We did.
So a whole hour had transpired since the police had been there and broken up that fight, at least. And then at this point, we're on the second level. So we had already walked the whole first level and the top level, and we were on the second level, making our way towards the end of the mall. So some time had passed. That's one thing. And then two, remember, we were in the back of the store looking through the curtain when we saw the security guard casually walk past us.
He was casually walking.
And it wasn't until minutes later after that we actually saw police run by.
Yeah, police were running by.
Yes. So at that point, when you said you were calm and you're standing and scrolling, only thing that had happened is the gunshots, and we saw a security guard walking over to where it was.
So we were in this space for roughly about maybe like 30 minutes.
I think so.
I think time went kind of by fast. It was about 30 minutes. And then we were no more commotion had been happening. Eventually we hear police officers coming through, and they're like, everybody clear out. Everybody clear out. And we're like, okay, what does that mean? Because we're in a store and there are still people walking outside, and we're like, are you talking to them? Are you talking to us? So they were like, everybody out of stores. So they open up the gate and we walk out the door, and to our left, these police officers, I'm talking about, they got the thing. I'm talking about, like,
yeah, I had big rifles.
They walk around with the rifle like this, like, everybody get out right now. I'm like, all right, so where is out? Because there's like 6 exits in here. Do you want me to go downstairs? Do you want me to take the? I mean, where you exactly? So it was probably, I think there were like 4 or 5 police officers on this side of the mall, 4 or 5 police officers on that side of the mall, sweeping with them with the big K's.
Yeah, they were just trying to make sure that they were going through the mall. Probably on both floors, just sweeping the mall, and so that no one was getting in behind them, and everyone that was in front of them was exiting the mall. So what they had wanted was for us to go to the nearest exit, which we didn't know what that was.
Yeah, and we didn't know if the exit was closed off,
yeah,
because the way that they were sweeping us towards where the action took place.
Yeah.
So we were like, I mean, yeah, where you want me to go, bro?
It's like, do you want us to go downstairs and leave the mall, or do you want us to stay on this floor and exit the mall?
They just said leave,
yeah,
with no direction.
Well, eventually, like, when we stood there and we were like, where do you want us to go? The guy like yelled and he pointed, and so then we just followed everybody out. And then we had to walk around the mall to get back to our parking space.
We had to walk all the way around the mall in order to get back to the space, get back to our car. So we were supposed to go to Popeyes. No, we were actually supposed to go to Target's. I put an S at the end of Target. We're supposed to go to Target, and then we're supposed to go to Popeyes.
Because I still haven't had the chicken burger. Chicken sandwich, or whatever.
Yeah. And Chaka was like, I want to try the chicken sandwich. So I was like, all right, bet. So when we got to the car, Chaka was like, we can go back home now.
Yeah, I can wait to eat until we get home. Because the Target is literally right beside the mall.
Yeah.
And I was like, my luck, or our luck, And not even luck, but just common sense says if these people got away on foot, because say they didn't go to the
They could
exit where
be
their car
anywhere
was,
near.
exactly, they could be in Target walking around.
I'm not gonna lie. I was more concerned walking outside of the mall. Briefly, I was briefly concerned about walking outside of the mall because exactly what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had to walk. Imagine we we parked on the bottom level on this end of the mall, but where we exited was on the top level on the opposite end of the mall. So we had to walk outside. And I didn't have a coat on because I don't like walking in malls with my coat on, because I get hot very easily. I am burning up right now as we're shooting this with me wearing this sweater. I get hot very, very easily, so I didn't have a coat on. So here I am walking out in the cold to the car, and I'm a man though, so I was straight. All this story to say, Troy did not handle that adequately. However, we are safe.
Yeah, we're safe.
We are
So
safe.
I also want to add that I'm not sure what normal protocol is for a shooting that happens
Yeah.
at a mall or in a public setting like that. Because my first thought was you need to alert people that that's what happened. But
Yeah.
then at the same time, I understood that you don't want to cause a panic and people start running in the wrong direction
Yeah.
or chaos and stuff like that. So I can understand why
Because
they
that did
didn't.
happen.
I can understand why they didn't do that. But we were in the store, and the one thing I can say is the person there, thank you so much to that woman for allowing us to come into her store and for looking out and stuff like that, and just kind of keeping us updated, I guess, and abreast to what was happening in terms
Yeah.
of like what the mall protocol
She
was
did her
and stuff
thing.
like that. Yeah. And making sure that we were connected to people outside, and she was calm the whole time, and just general conversation and stuff, and it was really good. So thank you to her, and her daughter. Like, we were in the store, and they never received a phone call. They never received.
No.
There was no alarm or anything
No
like that
alarm
to
went
say
off.
something had happened, even if it was just a silent back of the store alarm, something that only they knew was happening. Um, there, we didn't even know the police had arrived. Like, there was no notification or anything to say when it was clear or that it was clear, or nothing. Until the police officers came and started telling us to leave, we had no clue what was going on. And we were watching, like, trying to look at the news, and the news, because of social media, had not been updated on what was happening, to rightfully so, but we were clueless in the back. And so I say that to say, while we were in the back and we could see through the curtain, we saw people walking.
Just regularly walking.
People had
Like, yo, are y'all serious?
People had no clue that something had happened. That's how poorly I think it was handled, because the security guard, like I said, casually walked past us. I don't even know if he was heading to the scene or if it was just he happened to be on that side of the mall or what. And then after him, we saw people strolling, and you could hear them saying, "Yo, what happened? Why are all the stores closed?" Nothing. They could have been walking right into a situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I really feel like that's something the mall needs to look at. Say the person was still in the mall. Say they had run into a store, like hid their weapons, run into a store, and were in there hiding. No one was notified that something like this had happened. I know you can't say what the individuals look like because you probably didn't know. Nobody knew. I don't know. But something for the stores internally that would have signified, yes, this was real. Make sure that your store's closed and you're following protocol. Like my thought too was, we're on one far end of the mall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did the other end of the mall know? Because my thought is maybe these people ran in that direction and they could have had their stores open willy-nilly.
Could have had their stores open willy-nilly. I think it's also too, maybe it's a part of, maybe there's supposed to be training for everyone in the mall first, so that when something like that happens, there could be minimal communication.
Yeah.
In the case that the shooter is still there, and then they hear the communication. Like if I'm the shooter and I hear somebody, and I trap myself in the store, and then I hear something goes out and says something along the lines of um, police are entering southbound. Like if I'm the shooter, I'm like, all right, so if they're entering south, I need to exit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to. Maybe they were supposed to be training for those store owners and
Maybe.
stuff like that.
But like I said, like if the people who are walking in the mall didn't know on our
It could have been
end,
more. It could have been more casualties.
yeah.
Yeah.
And what if the employees on the other end of the mall also had no clue and they're operating as usual, people walking in and out of their stores, and no one knew that a shooting had just happened on the other side of the mall.
Yeah.
Like the response time, I think, was just, it was poor.
We're safe.
But we're safe, thank God.
We're here. Bless the Lord.
Yeah.
So so that happened the day after Christmas.
Day after.
Leading up to Christmas, man, Christmas this year was really different because of COVID. Traditionally, what we would do for Christmas is we would hit two places. We'd go to Chaka's hometown, and then we'd go to my hometown to both go see families. We live in different states, and going to see Chaka's family, we would have like a big dinner. We do like Shaka's side of the family is crazy cool, especially for the holidays. Like they'll dance, they'll play games, they'll have a whole bunch of people over and stuff like that. A whole bunch of kids running around, people you haven't seen all year long. You get to see people. Great food.
Last year we had 2 Christmases. My family literally had a Christmas Eve at my one aunt's house and then Christmas Day at the other aunt's house. And
Yeah.
so the first night on Christmas Eve was like everybody, a lot of people, and I want to say it was kind of like a Creole type setting. I mean, they had like gumbo and shrimp and
Yeah.
crab and stuff like that, just like a layout. And then the next day, Christmas Day, it was at my other aunt's house, which they live right beside each other, and it was the more traditional food.
Mm-hmm. And the food is off the chains, especially when the food is off the chains when the whole house is full of this aroma of food, and it's like, oh, it's so amazing. And like upstairs you get your plate, downstairs you go downstairs, you can eat downstairs, but then downstairs turns into like the fun time, the fun area and stuff like that. So we normally do that. We see we intentionally go see Shaka's father during this time, and we might see a couple other people. We might see some old church friends and stuff when you're in your hometown. And then what we would normally do is we would come to Martinsville, my hometown, and we would see my grandmother and my side of the family, because like every single year, my mother's birthday is on the 21st, my brother's birthday is on the 22nd, and then my grandmother's birthday is on the 25th, all in the month of December. And so generally we do Christmas Day in Martinsville, my hometown. I keep saying my hometown. Shout out to Enville. And to celebrate my grandmother's birthday. And then we open gifts.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't do all of that this year, unfortunately. We didn't
go to Maryland.
We didn't do the Maryland part.
Yeah.
A lot of Shaka's family were
my family was protecting themselves.
Yeah.
And so they weren't. My family is still not having guests and stuff at their house, and so we were. They didn't even get together for Christmas Day.
Mm-mm.
So there wasn't really a point to go for right now. We're just going to wait until this pandemic
this panoramic
simmers down and it's safer to visit people.
So until this pan saucer is done with, we probably won't be making a trip. But we did end up going home. This year's actually kicked off Christmas with a funeral. We had a cousin of mine pass away, and so we due to COVID. And so on the 22nd, I believe that's when we had his funeral service, and then from there we just stayed. We isolated ourselves at home and spent time with our family and stuff. Now, I mean, and that was really sad, but the funeral aspect, and the next couple of days were us just like doing the grieving process and the mourning process with that, and so yeah. And when we were in Martinsville, we really couldn't go anywhere because where can you go? There's not many places you can go. This Christmas episode is not meant to be depressing. Just want to let everybody know we started off with gunshots and we started off with a funeral. But Christmas Day was good. Christmas Day was really, really good. We woke up. We waited for everybody to wake up, and then we exchanged gifts. And Chaka went ham this year. Ham. She went overboard this Christmas. Generally, we set a monetary limit, but that didn't click in my mind until like the week before Christmas, because that's when I did my shopping.
Yeah.
And then when I set the monetary amount, Chaka bought gifts back in like June, July.
Yep, June. So I said, and my mom, if I remember when I was younger correctly, started Christmas shopping in like July. I mean, she had multiple kids to shop for, and our Christmases were always amazing.
It was 3 of y'all, right?
Yeah, shout out, Mom. And so she would start early, and I don't know where she hid the gifts, but we never saw them. I remember a couple of times where I did like peep some stuff, but I in my mind, like partly in the time, you had such thing like layaway, which really doesn't exist anymore.
Shout out to layaway.
Yeah, and so some of that you buy early so you can have it out by Christmas, things like that. And it just made, I think, because of that, my mom's planning, she was able to do more. And I'm not about the Black Friday life. It's a great idea, and it's the best time of saving.
Although we do like people watching during Black Friday.
Yeah.
We couldn't do that this year.
But it's cold, and I don't like having to wait in lines and not to get to many places. And the fact that now it starts earlier and you have to go out, like sometimes even the day before Thanksgiving or the day of Thanksgiving, nobody has time for that. And then with online shopping being the thing to do now, Black Friday wasn't really a thing this year. And some of the stuff you wanted sold out before you even got to Black Friday.
So that brings me to the point with the way that Black Friday was done this year, all online. We should be doing that from now on. Like, we could really avoid people being trampled at stores if we would do Black Friday the way that we did it this year.
Yeah, that's true. So I had said this year, and I think even last year too, I'm not going to wait for the sales or Black Friday to get stuff. I'm going to wait. I mean, I'm going to wait for a sale if I can, but I'm not going to wait for the Black Friday sales to get stuff. I just, it's one of those things where you have to think, is it when you're looking at the cost and time and labor and all the other stuff, and you say, really, is it worth it?
Yeah.
I kind of evaluated it the same way. Like, I could wait till that day and try to get this gift and possibly miss it because it's sold out, or I can get this thing now. And I'm glad I did, because one of the items I got Troy, it was pre-ordered and it sold out before the order even got to it. Like, they sold out quick in the first 5 days.
Is it the Lego set?
Yeah.
So let me tell you about this Lego set, okay? First of all, I didn't realize this. Some people didn't know that I'm a huge fan of Legos. I love Legos. So if you ever want to bless me with Legos, I will receive them. So when we were getting ready to go to Martinsville, we were loading up the truck. Okay. Now of course it was obvious what were our our Christmas presents were. Chaka had already wrapped them and put them in a bag, but I didn't. Those were my Christmas gifts, but I don't know exactly what's in the Christmas gifts, right? So when we were trying to put the big box that you had into the bag, into the IKEA bag, um, I noticed that you made sure that we like picked it up carefully.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I might have like dropped it like the last 2 inches, and then I heard some go, and I was like, oh, "That's Legos." I think I know what this set is, like, but I didn't know. No, I didn't
Yeah.
know for sure.
Because when you got the day you got it, you're like, I think I know what this is. And you shook it and you're like, well, maybe. And he realized that it wasn't actually shaking like
It
it
wasn't
should
shaking
be.
like it should
And
when
part
it
of
first came back in.
when on Christmas Day,
Yeah.
you shook it because it was the last thing you opened, I
Mhm.
think, and you shook it and you're like, it's not really, well, the last one of my gifts you opened. You're like, it's not really, I think this is what I think it is, but I think you were a little perplexed because it wasn't rattling
I
like
was
Lego should
crazy
rattle.
perplexed.
And part of that was because I stuffed the bubble stuff in there so that it wouldn't shake.
But here's the crazy part. So when I got the inkling of the idea of what I thought it was going to be, I text my homeboys. That's how I was like, "Hey guys, Chaka just got me a gift that's the cost of all my gifts that I got for her put together." And of course, the supportive friends that I had all replied back and said, "Troy, you dropped the ball." Troy, you're a bad husband. They were very supportive of me, of course, as you can imagine, because they do a great job of kicking a person while they're down. And so I was like, dag on it. So then we get to the house, Christmas Day comes, I go straight to that one, and it was the big Lego set that I was looking forward to. And it's the Lego set where it's the Nintendo Lego set. So it's the TV, and then it's the classic NES Nintendo that you put it all together. It's like 3,000 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I have not started on that bad boy yet. I'm waiting for a good solid week in order to get that joint taken care of. But trust and believe, when I put it together, you all will know about it. You all will know about it. And then she gave me this dope sweater. Hold on, did this come from you?
It came from my mom.
Okay, so I've wanted one of these. So I went to school with this guy. His name is Kevin Ma, and he owns this company called Meet the Curator. And they have these sweaters that I really like. And at first I was like, "Get that dough? What exactly does that mean?" And so dough actually means discipline over everything. And I was like, yes, I need that. So in the coming, I didn't know Chaka got the Lego set. So approaching Christmas, I was like, hey, she was like, what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, which blows my mind. She kept asking me what I want for Christmas. She had already bought something back in June.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, I was like, I want the get that dough, discipline over everything hoodie from my boy Kevin Ma at Meet the Curator, and it came in the mail. And so not only did he give us this sweater, he gave me this hat, which is super dope. I'm wearing because I don't have a haircut right now. And then and then he gave Chaka a shirt for free. Get that dough shirt for free. It's pretty dope.
Yes.
And then
Thank
he
you so
wrote
much.
a note in there, which I really don't appreciate you for this, Kevin. He wrote a note in there and says, "Hey, thank y'all for supporting. Chaka, I threw in a hat for Troy, and a t-shirt for you. Now the hat's not gonna fit Troy, but I just gave it to y'all anyway, and it fits, Kevin. It
Barely.
fits ish. If I didn't have this hair on my head, it fits the way I wanted to fit.
Cover the front of his hair if
I
he
don't
didn't have the hair on his head.
I don't need your negativity in my life.
It's not
Kevin.
my negativity. Oh, his. Okay,
Yes,
gotcha.
but it's crazy dope, man. So I appreciate y'all for giving me this gift for Christmas.
Thank
Chaka
you.
also gave me a Lego set with I've been talking a lot. Interact. He also gave me the Lego set with the cowboy helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gave me this my book bag over there, my basketball book bag.
So this year, Troy, like he said, he loves Legos. He loves to assemble them. And every year I try to get him some sort of I guess not creator Lego set, but something that's a little bit challenging, so that he can have fun putting it together. And it looks like something when he's done, and not just like a little toy truck or train or something
Yeah.
like that, but actually something that he would love to display. And so this year I really upped it because I got him extremely challenging puzzles.
It's
And
crazy.
so the Lego set that he mentioned is like 2,500. It's a little under 3,000 pieces. And then the hat that I got him is actually, I think, 1,500 or
Yeah.
something
Actually,
like that.
let me go get that
Are you
Lego
gonna
set real quick.
you gonna show it?
Yeah, I'm gonna show it. Yeah, I'm gonna show it.
Should
Hold
you
on.
should you show it?
Yeah, I'm gonna show it.
Okay.
Why can't I show it? So
I don't know these things.
I'll be back in a snap. No, I'll be back in a. That didn't work. Let me try it again. I'll be back in a snap. Hey, that was quick, wasn't it? Look at this monstrosity.
In monstrosity a negative word?
It means it's huge and crazy. This is crazy. That is mad crazy.
It'd be funny if most of that is padding.
I know. I haven't even opened it yet. But you build the TV, build the game system and the controller. There's more. There's like on a normal boxes, and it's made. This is the crazy part. This is how the original NES actually came packaged. Like this is how it looked. It looked just like a box, just like this.
Wow.
So I am reliving because I remember we got our Nintendo in maybe '88. I think I was like 4 or 5 when we got our first Nintendo. Mario was my go-to. So what did I get you? Tell the people what I gave you.
So my husband gave me this pair of black shoes that I've been wanting for a while. So I was really happy because I wore my shoes down to a hole, literally had holes in them. And so I kept them at work so that I could have flats because I don't wear flats a lot. And so there's these shoes that I love, and I have them in red and a gold color. Gold is in like yellow. It's like a mustard yellow. And I decided, hey, I like this particular style. Can I get another pair? Because they're not cheap. And so my husband surprised me and got me a black pair. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
And I love them. And then I had also wanted a pair of boots. And
Boots.
yeah, and so my husband
Chaka and boots.
So my husband collaborated with his family, and they gifted me with those. So I got those as well.
Yeah.
And some jewelry. My husband actually did a good job, like with my gifts. He surprised me with some jewelry that I didn't ask for. Like the shoes were on my list. And so I'm like, I'm either going to get them for Christmas or my birthday probably. And I thought I was going to have to wait to get one of them. And I was prepared for that.
Yeah.
So I had slightly hinted, like, if I have to wait for one, please get me those black shoes for Christmas because I don't want to wait for those. But he found this jewelry that's like a honeybee, which I love.
Super dope.
Because I call him Bee. And
she's Queen Bee.
Yeah. And it looks like honey's actually dripping off of the jewelry, so it's really pretty. So he got me a couple of necklaces with that and earrings with that. And
so let me tell you this right now. Facebook, it's kind of scary. Everything you advertise me, I just about buy. I don't know. Facebook must know me because when it popped up on my, I was going through Facebook one day and I was like, that is the perfect gift. Our last name is B. She claims she's the queen bee. I call her the queen bee, and I am her bee.
Claimed I'm the queen bee.
You said you're the real queen bee now. Yeah, I have a video of you saying that.
Oh,
at our wedding.
Okay.
Check out our wedding video.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm the real queen bee now.
I did. I
That's
said
what
that
you said
at our wedding. I had to think. That was like 10 years ago.
It still reigns with me.
Yeah, it's true.
Still reigns with me. So yeah, got her. So Facebook, you got me, and you helped me, and I was able to bless the wife with that.
Yeah.
Also too, a early Christmas gift for me, and was I got a new iPhone, which we're shooting on with right now.
We are. He joined Team Apple.
Team iPhone.
Team Apple.
Team
Team
Apple.
Apple
Yeah,
because
because
you
I got
have
an
all of
iPad,
it
iPhone, Mac.
and a Mac.
That's so crazy.
We are officially an Apple family now.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And so it made sense. If I was gonna be using the Mac, I might as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept my word. I gave y'all a word back in the day to saying that I was gonna get an iPhone, and I did get an iPhone. So I got an iPhone. Couple questions before we get up out of here. Who was the hardest person for you to shop for Christmas?
So if I'm looking at the hardest person, and it's just me thinking about what type of gift to get the person, you.
I'm easy.
No, you're not.
Just give me a gift card. I'm straight.
You're not.
You're the hardest person
No,
to shop for.
You're not. Yes, I am. You're not an easy person to shop for because, I can't remember what I was gonna
While
say.
you're thinking, let me tell everybody why you're hard to shop for. Chaka tells me what she wants. I don't want you to tell me what you want. I want you to let me guess what you want, and I give it to you, and then you receive it whether you like it or not. That's what I prefer.
I'm sorry. I'm very particular. I'm not going to lie. And so anyone out there who's thinking of gifting me the safest thing you can get me is a gift card.
You know what's funny? You said the safest, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not right. It's the safetiest. And
No.
I was like, no, that's not it either.
No. I notice when we do these things, I mess up my words a lot. It's so weird.
Actually pretty good.
Trying to think about what to say with a microphone. It just doesn't feel natural sometimes.
I'm the one that uses improper English. This is not the vernacular that I use at work.
Yes.
This is Troy in the comfort of his home, sharing with his friends and his family.
Yeah, and if you hear any grammatical errors while we're talking, we probably don't really say these things when we're just talking. No, not for me. It's actually the opposite. It's still something I have to get used. No, I'm not nervous. It's something I have to get used to. Like this isn't natural talking to me, having a microphone in my face. So, and then trying to think about a bunch of stuff. But anyway, what I was going to say back to my gifting, yes, I'm very particular. Usually if there's something I want, I have an idea of what I want and what I want it for. And so I'm very careful about telling someone specifically what type of things I like, because if I tell you I like something, I probably like a specific version of that thing and not just in general. So if I say, hey, I love purses, and someone's idea is like, let me get her a purse that I like, I'm probably thinking of a very specific bag that I like, or a specific brand of something that I like. And so for my husband, I do have to say sometimes, hey, this is what I have to be very careful when I say this is something I want in general, because I also don't want to get something from anyone, not just you, that I kind of don't really like.
You better fake it like you like it. That's what you need
faker.
to fake
I'm
it
a horrible
like you
faker.
like it.
I am a horrible faker.
One of my homeboys said, I love giving gifts and I love getting gifts for Christmas, but if you don't give me what I want, then okay, let me rewind. So we were talking about the purpose of giving cash and gift cards. We give you cash and gift cards because people are picky, and that's one thing I make sure I give you every single year, because if the gifts don't work out, you're going to get this young gift card to go get whatever you want to go get. Shout out to Visa gift cards. And so one of my friends rebutted and was like, "No, don't get me gifts or cash for Christmas. I like for you to give me a gift, but if y'all don't like your gift, I'm gonna let you know I don't like it."
Mm.
You, my friend, are the reason why people get cash and gift cards for Christmas, because you not about to look at my gift in the mouth and say, I don't like that. That's not going to happen, because I am a gift giver. I love giving gifts. I love receiving gifts. And that was actually one of our differences in love languages coming up in marriage, is because I would show my affection and love through gift giving, and Shaka would be like, "Oh, thank you," and I would be crushed. But then she would want love and affection from me from giving her time and attention, and I'm like, "Hey, I need space." Um, so yeah.
And that's actually what I was going to say when I said you're the hardest to buy for me, because I know that's your love language. And so it puts a bit more of a challenge on it for me, because I'm like, well, this is something he looks forward to.
Yeah.
And
but you can't miss me with Legos.
which you also made a comment this year about, man, this is how Troy casually slipped it in. Man, I think I'm going to be good for Legos now. I don't really need any more. And I was like, that's his way of saying, okay, I think I don't need any more Legos as gifts. So moving forward.
I'm going to be honest with you. That was the firest Lego gift. I haven't played with it yet. But prior to that, the ship in the bottle Lego
that was pretty
set, that
I
was
bought that for him. That was nice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And then the Rick and Morty set that you gave me.
What about the pop-up book?
Oh, yes. Yes. The pop-up book is because you can actually so Lego made this thing where you can make a pop-up book, and when you open the book, it tells a story, and you can swap out two stories. It's either Little Red Riding Hood, or it's the Jack and the Beanstalk.
Okay, yeah. So,
but let's get up out of here. I do have one last question for you. How long is the tree gonna be up for?
It's coming down hopefully this weekend. It actually wasn't still supposed to be up today, but we wanted to do the Christmas.
We wanted to do the Christmas
episode, and so.
But here's the thing, though. This past year, this same year, 2020, we left the tree up until like
my birthday.
No, we left it way past
your
that.
birthday.
It was like March.
Yeah, we left. It was a pretty tree. I was proud of the tree.
Yeah, it was a really pretty tree.
So my husband and I also, like he mentioned, a lot of times we spend Christmas with family, and so we don't get an opportunity to do the traditional things under the tree or really enjoy the tree. It comes on at night. We get to sit with it for a little while, and then we go home. But even if we put a couple of presents under the tree, which a lot of times we don't, because a lot of times we're wrapping them the night before, we don't get to see it like with presents under it, or we pack everything up and then we go do Christmas with family. And so and sometimes, especially if we don't put the tree up right after Thanksgiving, the tree doesn't go up for a while. And so I like to enjoy it.
We like to enjoy our tree.
I like to enjoy the.
So this past year, we enjoyed it all the way up until like March, April.
Yeah, that was me being lazy too. But
no, honestly, we enjoyed it. Like we walked in the house, we had the automatic timer on it. So we would walk in the house and it'd be already lit up and it'd be like joy. And after a while, it became a decoration for the room. So, we just kept it up there.
Yeah.
But I do believe we're going to take it down before your birthday this year.
I hope to take it down this weekend. I'm not even kidding about that. I mean, like, I love it. It's a nice tree, but, I'm ready to clean up.
Actually, I might take it down after this.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to clean up. And so I figure if we're already putting Christmas stuff away, why not just go ahead and
stash it away too? Yeah.
And that kind of just, one more thing. I don't know what you guys do for your Christmas holidays, but one of the things that we didn't really talk about today was what it's like being. We touched on the fact that our families are in different places, but like what Christmas looks like for us every year, and what it's like actually establishing your own family tradition, or trying to establish your own family tradition while trying to honor your existing family traditions.
And
stuff like that. And And that's one of the things that I think even after 10 years, my husband and I have not had an opportunity to do. And
Like
we,
celebrate Christmas just me and her.
yeah, we talked about that. Like for us, we don't have kids. And so a lot of times when we talk to friends and stuff, they're like, yeah, we don't travel for Christmas. We
No.
open gifts under the tree, or we do Thanksgiving at home, or
Yeah.
anything like that, because they have children, and they're establishing their own family traditions. And for us, like my husband mentioned, the fact that his family has birthdays that whole week,
Yeah.
and then the fact that our families are in two different locations, in order to be able to spend it with our families, we actually are the ones that have to do the traveling. And
Yeah.
since we don't have children, I think sometimes also I've found that we willingly are the ones to do the traveling to make it to others, because our family members are older and it's kind of a respect thing and what have you. But the one thing I shared with my husband this year is, moving forward, I would like for us to have a
To
family.
develop a Christmas tradition for ourselves.
Yeah.
And I'm on board for that, because we do need to create some memories for ourselves of things that we could do for us. And like we already not, it's not a tradition just yet, but we already started we're willing to host Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And so that was super cool. So and so now it's just like, all right, how can we celebrate Christmas with Chaka and I, and we can celebrate it in our own home, because I like our house.
Yeah.
I really like waking. Man, we we were at my grandmother's house, and we were about to leave, and then my mom was like, y'all don't have to go to work for X amount of days. Y'all might as well just stay here. And I was like, Mom, sometimes I just like waking up in my own house, where I can walk around and have what I want on, or not have whatever I want on while I'm at my own house. So
Yeah.
I like that comfort. I like to be able to set the temperature, whatever temperature I want to set it at. I like to be able to watch TV on whatever TV I want to watch TV.
Play
video games. I want to do that in my own.
Yeah. And I like to be able to get stuff done if I want to, or
And we got stuff
not.
around the house. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like this past time we were, that's another thing too. When you're doing the traveling, like, Christmas and Thanksgiving, you get X amount of days off if you're lucky. And so if most of your time is spent away from your home or traveling, your whole vacation time is taken up basically working again.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was one of the things too. Like, I love being around family, and it's a lot of fun. It's good catching up. But I'm also realizing that as we get older, I don't need to be around them as long.
Yeah.
Just, having touches is nice, but I don't have to dedicate an entire period like I used to, because I'm realizing too that as our lives get busier, we're also not home, like able to just have downtime frequently. Because my husband and I both, even when we're home, we're working.
We are.
A lot of times we're catching up, and so
we're either catching up on our main jobs, or I'm doing my side gig, that I do, my cheerleading vocals that I'm doing, or we're working on the podcast, whatever the case may be. So yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that out there too. Like, just kind of thought, since we were talking about Christmas and you were talking about traditions
that
in
is
the tree.
a great point. That is a really good point. I'm all out of words. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
You sure? Sign
Nope.
us off. You said no?
But I'm going to end it here.
All right.
So
sign us off, babe.
So this has been Chaka and
your boy T. Roy.
And this has been Beauty and Beard, another edition. Thank you for joining us for the Christmas special. We hope you all had a wonderful, happy holiday and a Merry Christmas with your family.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, we're getting ready to welcome in the new year. So we're excited to share our 2020 with you, because we know if yours has been as interesting as ours, then you've got a story to tell.
It's been crazy.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. So until next time, peace.
Peace. Love you.
Love you too. That was good.
Thank you.
That was good. You're supposed to say that was, yes, it was good. That's what you're supposed to say.
Why?
Cause you're supposed to agree with me that it was good.
I did. I said thank you. I didn't say no, it
No,
wasn't.
you didn't. No, you're supposed to like, yeah, babe, you did a great job.
I did.
No, you said
No, I mean I
thank
did.
you.
Yeah, I'm being. My mom taught me to be courteous, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm being courteous. Thank you.
Peace.